Am I the asshole for kicking my friend out because she complimented my partner? I, 33F, am in a serious relationship with my partner, 39M, who will work remotely full-time so we can spend the Christmas season with my daughter, 7F. A friend of mine who we'll call Mag, 33F, is a nail artist and I paid her to come to my house and do my nails this morning, and during her work I invited her to stay for lunch. My partner was working from home and didn't come into the kitchen the whole morning. But he did come around by lunchtime and considering he is working remotely, was only wearing a short-sleeved shirt which is much more comfortable than wearing suits like he does at work. My boyfriend is the kind who always used exercise as a way to cope with stress, so let's be honest. Even though he is lean, he does have some nice muscles. And when he started moving around the kitchen, Mag started to look at him like a piece of meat while making compliments like, "You look so much better wearing tight-fitting clothes. You must be so strong. The way your biceps move makes me wish my boyfriend would exercise more." My boyfriend of course was uncomfortable but didn't say a thing and chose to go back to his desk with his plate instead of biting her head off. I, on the other hand, was pissed and told her to get out of my house even if by then I was still cooking and we hadn't had anything to eat. I told her that what just happened was not okay and that it was the last time she would be invited to my house. She defended herself by saying that she was only complimenting my partner and that I should be proud for landing a 10 when I was a barely decent 4 myself, and I escorted her out. Now both Mag and her mother both involved everyone they know, my mother, common friends, my colleagues, and they are blowing my phone. I currently have 127 texts after I stopped responding at 5 p.m. and my head spins. My partner and I talked about it over dinner. He believes it is at best flirting and at worst, sexual harassment, and he told me that he wished for me to stop inviting Mag at home. I explained that she never behaved like that and that I was just as surprised and disappointed, and of course, she is no longer welcome. But I have 14 conversations in my phone all in contradiction with each other and I feel my head spin. Reddit. Am I the asshole for kicking my friend out because she complimented my partner? Not the asshole. She defended herself by saying that she was only complimenting my partner and that I should be proud for landing a 10 when I was a barely decent 4 myself, and I escorted her out. What the fuck says that to anyone else in the world? Is this common for people working in the beauty or health industry? I don't need another reason to avoid these people, but I'll take it. Good on you, op, for confronting and shutting down sexual harassment in your home. She was hitting on him, in front of you, no less. She made your significant other so uncomfortable that he left the room, and she then went on to denigrate you, implying, I assume, that she is far more attractive than you. She is no loss to your life. Not the asshole. This sounds like another AI post. So this friend hits on your so, flirts with him openly, insults your appearance, calling you barely a decent 4 inches, and makes your significant other uncomfortable, then has the audacity and entitlement to send every flying monkey they know at you to convince you to change your mind? Nope. Not the asshole, op, and good for you for sticking up for your so. Not the asshole. Those compliments were wildly inappropriate. She is also very bold to say those things directly in front of you. Mag was out of line for what she said. Was I the only one who thought only wearing a short sleeve shirt meant he was Winnie the Poohing it for a second there? Am I the asshole for giving my niece a piece of Nicorette? Hi Reddit, I need help figuring out if this was just a miscommunication or if I'm in the wrong. Over Thanksgiving I was visiting my fiancé's family. We had a great meal, and afterwards I was really wanting a cigarette, but I'm trying to quit, so I pulled out a piece of Nicorette to kill the craving. My soon-to-be niece, 19, Hannah, saw me chewing and asked if she could have a piece, and I said no because it was nicotine gum. She got an attitude and went to her mom Kathy and said I wasn't giving her any gum. Kathy told me to give her some gum, and when I was trying to explain why I didn't, she interrupted me and said it's fine, just give her a piece. I figured Hannah used nicotine too and I gave her some. Cut to 30 minutes later, Hannah is on the couch turning absolutely green. She's complaining about being dizzy and eventually runs to the bathroom to throw up. Everyone feels sorry for her and assumes she ate too much, so she spends the rest of the evening on the couch while we play games and hang out until it's time to go. On the drive home, my fiancé said it really sucks that Hannah got sick, and I brought up that it seemed like she got sick from the Nicorette I gave her. My fiancé looked at me and asked why I gave her a piece, and I said because Kathy said it's okay and I assumed Hannah smoked or vaped or something. Apparently Hannah has never has as much as one drag from a cigarette, so the 12 leg she got from the gum rocked her world. My fiancé called Kathy to tell her what happened, and now her whole family is saying I'm an asshole, I'm a bad influence, and calling me all kinds of bad names. I tried to defend myself by saying I told Hannah it was nicotine gum and that Kathy interrupted me when I tried to tell her, but everyone is still saying it was my fault for giving it to her. I think Hannah lied to her mom to get me to give her some gum so she would seem cool or because she wanted to try it, And she's definitely old enough to know better, but everyone thinks I'm in the wrong. So Reddit, am I the asshole? Not the asshole. You didn't want to give it to her. You only gave it to her because she pressured you, and her mom went along. She's 19, not a little girl. She's old enough to understand what a nicotine gum is. Her mom should actually thank you. After this experience, her daughter is unlikely to try nicotine cigarettes anytime soon. What 19-year-old runs to their mom? Not the asshole. She's a legal adult. She wanted it. She ran and got her mommy, who told you to give it to her. You are not responsible for the outcome. Stand firm in your convictions. You said no, mean it. Unless you're also a teenager, you should know better. Kathy sounds like a piece of work, but she didn't force you to give it to her. Kudos to your fiancé for letting the mom know what was going on with her child, something you should have done, to be honest. It sounds like to me that since Kathy was being a dick, you had the air of, okay, fine, I'll give it to her, knowing it could turn sour, but not minding teaching a lesson to them both. I understand the petty, and it could just be a bad read on my end, but if it is the case, you're definitely the bigger asshole. Not the asshole. She asked for it, you said no, and you told her why. She insisted and ran to her mom, who told you to give it to her. It's not your fault she got sick because she refused to listen to you. I think just about every human over the age of 15 knows what Nicorette is, and you were told to give her a piece, so you did. But you're definitely not the asshole here. Hannah had a learning moment there. Am I the asshole for telling my sister she can't bring her dog to my wedding? Hi, Reddit. Throwaway because my sister knows my main account. My 29F wedding is in 2 months, and my fiancé, 31M, and I are deep in planning. My sister, Ella, 27F, has a dog, Charlie, that she absolutely adores. Charlie is a 4-year-old rescue and has a lot of anxiety issues, including barking at strangers and getting overwhelmed in loud or crowded places. Ella has been very open about how Charlie is her emotional support and doesn't like to go anywhere without him. I respect that, but when she asked if she could bring him to my wedding, I told her no. Here's why. My wedding is in a small indoor venue with around 100 people. It's formal, with nice decorations, music, speeches, etc. I don't see how having a nervous, barking dog would fit into that environment. I'm also allergic to dogs, not severely, but enough that if I'm near one for too long, my eyes get itchy, and I start sneezing. I explained this to Ella and suggested she hire a dog sitter for the day. She was upset and told me I'm being insensitive to her needs. She said Charlie helps her with her anxiety and that asking her to leave him behind for a whole day is unfair. She even went so far as to suggest I was being ableist. She's not officially diagnosed with any disability, by the way. I tried to stay calm and told her this wasn't personal. It's not that I dislike her or Charlie, it's just that this is my wedding day and I don't want to deal with added stress, especially since I already have allergies. I also pointed out that the venue has a strict no pets policy unless it's a certified service animal, which Charlie isn't. Ella cried, said I'm choosing a venue over her, and accused me of not caring about her mental health. My parents are divided. My mom says Ella needs to learn to compromise, but my dad says I'm being harsh and that it's just one day. My fiancé is firmly on my side but said I should be prepared for Ella to hold a grudge. So, am I the asshole for standing my ground here? I feel like I'm being reasonable, but Ella's reaction is making me second-guess myself. What do you think? Would love an outside perspective. Edit. Thank you everyone for your kind words. I'll try to update you guys once the wedding comes or if anything new comes up. Red heart. Not the asshole. I love my dog. I consider myself odd with her. She's also a rescue. There are several reasons why you are justified in saying no. Does your sister have any medical cert saying that Charlie is indeed an emotional support animal? Not the asshole. You're the bride and you get the final say when it comes to the rules that you have set. Your fiancé supports you and that's enough. Tell her in no uncertain terms that her dog is not allowed to attend your wedding. Make sure she doesn't sneak her dog in, either, by alerting your wedding party. She can attend your wedding without her beloved pet or the two of them can stay home. That's her choice. I swear we get the same question with little to no variation at least twice a month. Answer is always the same. If the dog is a well-trained medical device and you tried to keep her from using it, then you would be an AH. Any other scenario, you're not the asshole. Not the asshole. I feel crazy over such stories about people believing their undertrained pets should be treated like cutie humans by everyone. Not the asshole. You don't have to list all the reasons. It's your wedding and you don't want the dog there. The end. Plus I think most guests don't want an anxious animal around them, especially when they are dressed up and celebrating at a beautiful wedding. Ella is selfish and making this about her. She can get married and have her wedding center around her and her dog. Let your dad stay home with the dog. Am I the asshole for lashing out after nobody told me my dog died? Around 2 days ago, my dog passed away. It was heart failure, I think. He had always been sickly and stuff, but he made it to 14 and peacefully passed away at 9 Amish. I was at school at the time, and nobody told me. I went to my friend's house and would have come home if someone told me. I came home from school today and noticed it was empty ASF. I asked my mom why I felt weird and she said, "Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you, Bruno, my dog, passed away a few days ago." I was extremely taken aback as I didn't know and I felt I should have known. I asked her why she didn't tell me and she said, "You were too busy at your friend's. She could have called me and told me and I would have come home." I told her that I could have come home if she told me and I raised my voice. To give better context, I have been diagnosed with autism and my GP suspects I may have anger issues. I began shouting at my mom that she should have told me and she said I was a brat and I shouldn't go to my friends. I didn't know my dog was going to die? Am I the asshole? I am so confused by this post. How old are you? Are you away at college and didn't get a phone call about your dog? Do you live at home? If so, why did it take you 2 days to notice your dog was gone? There's not enough information here to judge who the AH is. BTW being autistic is no excuse for boorish behavior. Info. Bruno, my dog, passed away a few days ago. So you no longer live at this house? I came home from school today. Like, come back from college, not come home from high school at the end of the day? After reading the comments I have a feeling the story is close to this. 1. It's the family dog. Op doesn't live in the house any longer. Mother was the dog's caretaker. 2. The dog passed away. 3. The op is a difficult kid throwing stuff around and shouting when stressed. 4. Mom dreaded telling them. 5. Op didn't ask how the dog was doing. 6. Op came to the family house and mom gave her the news quite badly. 7. Op proved mom right and had a meltdown. If this is the case, I'm going to say you are the asshole because at the end it seems you're trying to explain away you yelling angrily because as you added, I have been diagnosed with autism and GP suspects I may have anger issues. So even if you shouldn't have yelled seems like you're trying to make it okay still. There's ways to let people know how you feel without yelling. You are the asshole if it was your dog. You probably should have noticed it was not around the first day. I mean, if it's your dog then you take it for walks, feed it, clean up after it, right? Sounds like your parents' dog died and you took 3 days to notice it. They're probably grieving and your lack of concern is offensive to the family. Everyone sucks here because it sounds like there's more story between the lines. Were you the one who took care of the dog or was it your mom? Your mom sounds a little resentful, which is why I suspect that. You went to your friend's house but didn't call to ask your mom to please take care of your dog?